Okay, let's get to cooking up the sauce. Here we go. You want to bring this to a boil. Take your glass, put some water in it, wash it out. Or your jar, I should say. Shake it all up. Use good drinking water. Bottled water, filtered water. Put that in there, and we're going to bring this to a boil, and we'll see what it's like. Be back in a minute. Okay, as this is heating up, I'm going to add just a 1/4 cup of vinegar. You can add more or less, however your taste is. And that's what we're going to do now. We're going to do a taste test as this is heating up. See what we got. That's really good. Okay, the other test we got to do is a pH test. And the pH meter I use is this one here. Got it offline. This is what you got to do to bottle your stuff. This is what it looks like. You turn it on and you got to get your, this is your, how you calibrate it. This is 7.0. Put that in there. It says 7.1. So you hold this down. It should change. There it goes, 7.0. So that's good. So that's now calibrated. 7.0. So now we stick it in our sauce. I don't know if you can see that. It says 4.4, which is high. And I don't want to add any more vinegar because I don't want any more vinegar taste. So 4.4 for me is high. I like to get it down 4.0 or below. So I'll show you how we do that here in just a minute without changing the taste. Okay, so I don't want to add any more vinegar, and I don't want to add any lime juice. I don't want those flavors in here anymore. The flavor's really good right now. And so what you got to do is you add citric acid. And it's supposed to be a ½ teaspoon per quart. Well, we got 2 quarts, but I'm going to start with a ½ teaspoon in this 2 quarts and see what happens. So there goes my citric acid. Let's stir that up. And get my pH meter out again. And let's see what we got here. Okay, that got us down to 4.1. I don't know if you can see that. So we'll add the other half. See what we come up with. Another ½ teaspoon of citric acid. Citric acid works great because if you have a hot sauce that you don't want the flavor to be changed by vinegar or lemon juice or any other thing that would make it taste different, then this is the way to do it. Okay, we're down to 3.8. You see that? That's awesome. Below 4. You always want to try to get below 4. At least I do. It's up to you. You want to make sure this stuff is safe for anybody you're giving it to or selling it. We're not selling it, we're just giving it away, but still you want it safe. So that's how you do the pH. Okay, we've got her to a boil. Now we want to back it off and let it simmer like that for 15 minutes. That'll kill off anything and will keep it from fermenting anymore, and it'll be nice and sanitary, and we can bottle her up after we add some Epsom gum. And then that'll give us our thickness and keep it from separating. So we'll be back in a minute. Okay, we've got her boiled down. Let it cool off some. It's still hot. And then I'm going to add this Epsom gum, or however you say that. I never can figure out how to say it. But what this does is it does two things. It thickens it up, because if you look at this, it's still thin. We've boiled off some of it, but it's still pretty thin. So I want it a little bit thicker than that. And of course it's hot, so it'll thicken up a little bit when it cools off. But the other purpose of this is to keep it from separating. Any of the vinegar or water, it'll separate off. So this keeps it from separating in the bottle. So I've taped the instructions right here to it. It says use an 1/8 teaspoon per cup of hot sauce for light thickening and a 1/4 teaspoon for heavier thickening. Well, we just want light thickening. So I had 2 quarts here. So an 1/8 of a teaspoon per cup. 2 quarts is 8 cups. So I'm going to use a whole teaspoon to add to this, but you got to do it while you're blending it. Now I use a handheld blender. I strongly ask you to invest in one of these. And if you'll notice down in the sauce itself, there's a lot of seeds left. For me, I like it. Some people may like it with the seeds in big chunks and stuff, but I like it to be a little bit smoother than that. So this is the way I do the final blending. However, if you don't have one of these handhelds, then just put it back in your blender, and then while you're blending it, you're going to want to add your Epsom gum, or whatever, however you say that, into here while you're blending it, a little bit at a time, sprinkling it in there. And then when you get that all blended in there and it blended up where you want, and then we'll be bottling it. Go ahead. We're adding that in. And then we bottle this up.